We're going to start the recording. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are from on this Saturday morning. Great to have you on the call as we are September 26th, as we are closing out the month of January and September. What day is it? I can tell you. I'm in a fantastic mood today. Phil Franklin has brought on one of his most a prospect that he's been working on since he signed up with this company. And he is a major player for Asia. Last night I was able to bring in a team that I've been working on since I started and for Europe. And so I just want you to know that success doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. It takes relationship building. It takes timing for that person and for you and for the company to all come together. That's what creates success. I know I think about my past successes, that it was just these windows of opportunity that would manifest, and you would realize that it's a window, and you would take massive action and work hard and work smart and be diligent after that. And so that's what's the key to success. The topic today is how to use Facebook as a prospecting tool, not as a social media platform. Because so many people are just on Facebook because they're like, oh, I'm posting, I'm scrolling. And I kind of changed my mindset and my thinking towards Facebook. I look at it more as just a tool. I develop relationships, meeting people, and prospecting. That's what Facebook is to me. So I want you to change your mindset, and we're going to help you in that process. We have a couple speakers that are going to be talking on it. But to get started, Mr. Passion, our upline, who has started this entire machine rolling, and I was counting up the countries that this team is in. And it's about 20 countries so far, and we're very excited to be able to do that. So Mike, I'm going to turn it over to you, and there you go, buddy. The call is yours, my friend. Where did you go?
Jason?
There you are, bud.
How you like that new X39 hat, huh?
I like it. Where's mine?
Well,
don't you hate when you're like, hey, how do you like my hat? And the guy goes, hey, where's mine? Send me one. Right?
You know what? They're going to be available. I was fortunate with the Bill Fox team to get one of these, and they'll be available. But Jason, I want to talk today really about my heart for the team. And I've always had the motto, teamwork makes the dream work. I don't want to preach today, but the greatest network in the world taught 2 by 2. And we're going to start a buddy system because just like now, RS is my fitness coach. And he said, Michael, you have to have a buddy to get this journey done. I remember when I played sports, we had the coach, we did two-a-days in football. You had a coach to help you and a teammate. And that's how we won championships. And if we're in a championship for our life, which I believe we are with Lifewave, let's start working together better as a team. I was fortunate to talk to Michael Farino. Michael is also like a coach. Michael helped start Equinox. And he said, Michael, you've got such a great core with the team you have now. It's phenomenal to have a Jason Borrego, a Lavelle, a Bill Fox, a Jackie, Phil. It just goes on and on and on. The team is there. We have the team now, and we're going to keep building on that team. But what we're going to do is teach you, and I'm going to do a better job. I'm going to start stepping up the Zooms, and after every Zoom, we're going to have an hour of power. We're going to help you close those people. And see, we're going to teach leverage. Now, what does leverage mean? That means that we're going to teach you how to take one application and turn that into 10 applications. We're going to teach you how to follow up correctly. We're going to teach you how to build for the next Zoom. Ultimately, what we'll do is every hour after we do a call, we're going to teach you to build for the next Zoom. So I've got Jason signed up. Jason, our only goal for you is to get 2 people onto the next Zoom. Why is that important? We're teaching 2x2. Why is that important? Road to manager. I've always preached, and this is Mr. Passion's statement. If you want to create wealth, you have to master the 3 M's. Manager, making machine, and you'll have a perpetual money-making machine. We've proved it. We got all the way to the top. There'll be people breaking our record. Actually, Ron Rayburn has the record. Ron Rayburn did it in, I think, under 4 or 5 months. That's amazing. But see, here's the key for all of you. As we go into 2021, everything we do today, every call you make, every person you contact, everyone you patch, it's propelling you towards senior presidential. It's propelling you for 2021 when that new patch comes out, when the new anti-aging. We could also have millions of pre-orders. That's how you create wealth. When you have thousands of orders already coming in your organization, when you build the momentum. But see, the team that you have now, if you have 10 people, you want to have 100 people telling the story. You want to have 1,000 people telling the story. You've got to hit rank. You'll probably need to be a director, a senior director hired to even get to use those products in the beginning. We've got to help you. We got to do it now. It starts today. It's the greatest time of year for network marketing. It doesn't get any better for this. It doesn't get, now is the time. Seize the time. Use us. We're going to do a better job, starting with me, on helping you close the prospects. Send out the video. I love the video. This is Lifewave. I send that out all the time. We got to plant better. We got to get our soil better. We got to create the harvest. The harvest is coming. I'm seeing part of the harvest, not all of the harvest. We want all of us to get that harvest. I don't want to eat the buffet without you. I want you with us on the buffet. And when you see what's coming down the pike, what Jason's doing internationally, we're going to help you plug into that. We're not going to leave you behind, but we can't do it for you. We can't inspire you. I can't give you the burning desire. Why did I make 3-way calls from the ICU? Why did I tell the nurse, don't take my phone away? It's my lifeline. Because I didn't want Jason to come to my funeral and say, Mr. Pastor was a great leader one time, but he ended up dead and dead broke. No, I wanted to at least get to director. Because I knew if I got to director and God saved me, I go all the way to the top. I made calls, 3-ways, in the ICU. They had to take my phone away to do the drip on me, to get the fluid off my heart. If I can do it in that condition, what can you do? You're healthier than I was. You're stable than I was. You have everything you have in the palm of your hand. And that is what we're going to do to take this to the next level. I got to spend time with Bill James. What an incredible visionary him, Sam, and Bill Fox are. And then Greg Warford came to the event at corporate. Jim did a great job. It's time now. We have everything we need to break the bank with Lifewave. Jason, I'm super excited, as you can tell. Back to you.
Thank you, Michael. Yes, and it really is. It is, and we are always thinking as leaders on how we can go to the next level. How do we accelerate the process? How do we go faster? How do we work smarter? How are we more effective? How can we better communicate? Using the tools, and that's how you have to be thinking as a business owner. You have to have that mindset. You have to be on top of it, going, okay, what can I do better? What can I do differently? And so today we're going to talk in the next 20 minutes about Facebook, how we can use it. And if you have an idea, if you have a technique that you are using, please share it. We want to make this an open call, and there's some of the best ideas come from the leaders that are doing it. And this is and one of the most important things that you can start is to create your own post. You've got your story. That's very important. And I talked to Bill James. He's in Mike's team. He's a sharp guy. He's and he went through, and I watched him do this video. He sent me a video. He goes, hey, this is how I teach people how to do the post. And I go, that's great. And I was gonna go over that, but Bill's on the line. So I said, hey, listen, let's hear from the master himself and what he's doing and how he teaches to share your post to kickstart your business. Bill, turn it over to you, my friend.
Hey, sir, can you hear me?
I sure can.
Excellent, excellent. So what we did is we were finding, a lot of people go online trying to build the business or sell the product. And we see everybody doing that. And what happens is when our Facebook pages are getting bombarded with, buy my product, I'm selling this, join my team, here's the next great opportunity. What happens is people just start to slide right by those because they're just getting hit. It's just like another advertisement, but it's built into your page. And a lot of times what will happen is people will start they might not unfriend you, but they might just unfollow you. So then you never ever get seen again. So what we did, our team, Bill Fox, Sam Laffey, we kind of sat together and said, we need to come up with a way to make a post that grabs people's attention, that they really, really, really want to see what we're doing, what's going on, without trying to sell them. Because we all know nobody likes to be sold. We hear that all the time, right? So what we did is we made a very short post. It's a 5-part post. Sounds like a lot of pieces, but it is really a short post. And I'll give you an example one. We don't talk about the product. We don't talk about anything Lifewave. We literally are just telling our story because that's what we have that's so powerful. We've all used this product. We've tried it. We've seen these amazing results. There are people out there that are hurting. Nobody's walking around going, hey, I want to start a business today. But there's tons of people out there walking around going, I wish this pain would stop. And that's why this post was developed the way it was. So I'm going to give you the 5 parts of the post, and I'll give you an example. So the first part is basically your story, what's going on with you. And normally we start that out with, many of you may not know, but I was suffering from major hip and knee pain. That's kind of your story. Very short, not a long, you don't want those long post alerts. The second part is you're basically saying you were told about a patch. The third part of the story is you're saying, I used the patch. I used it for 5 days. The fourth part of the story is going to be your results. I was at a 10 when I started in pain, and now I'm at a 1, for example. And the last part is just a basic closing statement. And I personally I had no idea this patch even existed. So to give you an example of how that post would be, and we want people to read it, so there's another little kicker piece. So my post would be something to the effect of, many of you may not know, but I was dealing with major hip and knee pain, and it was excruciating. A friend of mine told me about this little white patch. I actually used the patch for 5 days. And over the course of 5 days, my pain went from a 10 all the way down to a 2. I feel better than I ever have, and I had no idea this patch even existed. That's the post. And with that post, what we're going to do is we're going to add a picture. And that picture is either going to be a picture of you holding a few of the patches in your hand, label side down, because we don't want people reading X39, Eon, Icewave. So what happens when people are scrolling through their feed? First thing they're looking at is the pictures. If a picture catches their eye, then they want to stop and see what that post is about. So when they see something they don't recognize, that's a slowdown. So they look at that little palm, they say, oh, this person's holding something. What is that? And they see these 3 or 4 little patches, and they're like, oh, there's a message here. And it says, hey, many of you don't know, I was having a lot of knee pain. A friend of mine told me about these patches that you're looking at, and I used them, and my pain's gone, and I had no idea these existed. And you leave it. Now, the key factor is once you make that post, don't do anything else on your page, because a Facebook post like that has about a 4 to 5 hour shelf life. So you also want to make sure that you're posting when your readers are looking. So either in the morning before they go to work or 5 o'clock when they're getting home. Once you make that post, don't do any other posts. Let that sit for 24 hours at least. And the reason I say this is if you make other posts, it's going to start to bury that post in your feed. So you want people to see that when they're going to your page as the first thing they're going to see. As that happens, that's when you're going to start getting those, what is this? Tell me more. Give me some information. And that's when you're going to go, I'm going to message you. I'm going to message you. I'm going to message you. This post works so well. I will tell you, the other day I had 4 people, new people on my team who had been in business before, who'd done other things, who were a little leery. They're like, I've done this before and I haven't seen great results and it hasn't worked for me. And I'm like, trust me, just do what I'm saying. Don't add anything else. Make this super basic. You're going to see results. One of the girls, her name's Jamie, called me in a panic because she made the post. She came in as a silver, so she had some patches that she was going to share with people, and and this is another part of the story, but she had some patches that she was going to share and made the post, and she had 85 people asking for information. She was freaking out because she didn't know what she was going to do. Another person had 60 something, another person, younger person who had a younger following, had anywhere between 12 and 15, and they just kept growing. And what I would like to see when a person does that post, if I get 6 or 7 people asking for information, I'm happy about that. When you have 85 people asking for information, that's amazing. And then you're able to get those patches in those people's hands, and they're able to try these patches. Jason, do you want me to talk about how we do that on the backside of that, or just you want me to stop it at that point?
No, that'd be great. Go ahead. Tell them that what you're doing.
Okay. So just so you guys know, we're not giving away these patches. We're actually, a lot of people are just like throwing patches out for free, and that becomes costly, especially if people aren't responding to you, or they're not using them. In the past, I've been in other businesses, and Sam and Bill Fox and I have both given stuff away, and people just don't even respond. So when people ask me, what this is, and I tell them, and we share some videos with them, we tell them that I'm happy to send you some of my patches. I don't want you to have to go on and order them. I'll just send you some of mine. Hey, just Venmo me $20, send me a check, send me whatever, send me $20, I'll send you 5 patches. And that's what we're sending out. Now, the cool thing about that is if you come in as a silver and you do like 2 sleeves of X39, a sleeve of the Icewave, and a sleeve of the Aeon, when me personally, and it can change based on the person, but when I send out 5 patches, I send out an Icewave, an Aeon patch, and 3 X39s. So they get to try those. And over the course of those 5 days, they really see great results. And it worked very well for me. And I continue to use that combination, on a 5-day cycle kind of. But when you order a silver package, you have enough 5-day experiences. If you use that 5-patch combo that I just talked about, you can do 15 experiences. If you ask each person, say, hey, just send me $20, I'll send you 5 patches, you've recouped your initial investment that you put out to become a silver. It works very, very well. And then on top of that, if you have 15 people that say, I want to try it, my success rate currently is pretty high on the conversion from people trying to joining. If you enroll 4 silvers, you just made $200. You take that $200, if you came in as a silver, if that's where you started, you upgrade to gold, you just became a manager. And that's what Micah Curso was talking, is becoming a manager making machine. And then you teach those people how to do the same thing. And then you teach those people. And every time you make a little bit of money, you move to that next step. So if you went from silver to gold, the next time when you upgrade, and you just keep working your way up to diamond, and along the way, the people behind you are doing the same thing. The benefit of doing this versus doing a single patch and giving it away, instead of going $100 in the hole and giving away 1 patch where people get 1 day, you're giving away 5 patches. They really get to have an experience with those 5 patches. And by doing that, we're generating more volume in both of the legs from people trying more patches than just 5. So it creates a lot of momentum. It creates a lot of growth. People actually get to have an experience. Now you have a conversation. And when you present them with the silver opportunity, and they say, hey, I want to do this, what's the best? You say, here's the way to go. Let's be a silver. And you tell them, when you order, let's do the X39s, 2 sleeves, an Aeon sleeve, and an Icewave sleeve. They get it because they use that in that 5-day experience that they just had. Does that make sense? So yeah, it works very well.
Bill, and what I like about this approach that you guys have been doing is, do you find that if they give you $20, they get some skin in the game, and they're much more receptive? Because when we were talking, you're like, because I know I give away a patch and it's me, and I still can't get them back on the phone, right? But if they get, is that how you're finding them? They're more receptive and coming back to you?
Yeah, and so two things are nice about that. So the first thing is, when you're in pain, $20, I'll try it. So they're willing to pay the $20. I'll mail them the patches or give them to them if I'm close to them. They're willing to do that. They don't have to go in and create an account. They don't have to order anything. They're just, I'm giving you $20. You're giving me 5 patches. Everybody's willing to do that. But because two things, they're in pain and they made a little bit of an investment, they have some skin in the game, they're going to call you back because they want to talk about these patches, how they work, how they can get more, how to put them on, whatever it may be. And if they don't, I'll say, after I try to contact them a couple times, I'm like, hey, you have the patches. Whenever you're ready, let me know. I'm here to help you. I don't want them to think I've dropped them, but at the same time, I also am in a win situation because I don't feel like I just gave something away for nothing. And I'm taking that money to reinvest in other patches to continue paying it forward to other people. Okay. So everybody's getting to have this experience. So yeah, I mean, when people make a $20 investment, they're going to call you back.
And another thing I like about your approach is, and I'm starting to use, modifying that on what I send out to people. I like putting the ice wave in there because that ice wave is very effective at reducing pain. I mean, I had a guy that after talking to you, Bill, I changed my approach and I sent him some X39 and some ice wave. And his wife had pain for 20 years, tried everything under the sun. And within that 2 days, she started to notice a difference. So I appreciate that. And thanks for your insights on helping the team and as we work together. And it's an exciting time. But team, the bottom line is, and I love I think everybody should do that post today because I've never gotten 85 people to respond to any post I've ever done. I mean, I could be dancing naked and not get 85 posts. That's pretty impressive what you're doing there. So dude, listen, put that to work, right, Bill? I mean, that's remarkable.
It works. I mean, everybody that does it is just like, they're just crazy. We keep saying we should change the tagline to the company to "This is crazy," because we've never seen anything like this before.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And that's what you, team, okay, you got it. Do your post. And I think if you do the video, you can do both. I mean, Bill says, you can write it out, but Bill does the actual video. So if you feel comfortable doing a video, kind of script it out. You got the 5 points, watch this, watch what he teaches you. And then Bill has it, he puts it right here, okay? And he puts it right here and says, hey, this patch, I've never seen it, but this is what it does. And also another tip that Bill gave that he didn't cover is if someone responds in your post, in your feed that says, oh, is this X39 or, oh, is this Lifewave? Delete that. Go in and delete that from the post because you don't want people to go, oh, it's X39, I'm going to go Google it, and they'll go off into a different direction. It's very important when you're marketing that you manage that post. You're advertising, that's your advertising space, but make sure you go and DM that person. Like if Sim says, oh, is this X39? I would delete that post. And then I would DM him and go, oh, yeah, Sim, it is X39. Have you heard of it? Are you on it? And start that conversation. And it's very important that if someone responds to a post, makes a comment, I should say, always respond back, because every time you respond back, it keeps moving your post back up into the feed because there's another comment. You see how that does that? So it's very important you can do that. Bill, anything else that you want to cover? We've got a few more minutes left before I jump onto a couple other points.
I want to show you this. This is Jamie Santagate. That's her picture. That's her things. I don't know if you can see that number.
Hold on.
89. 89. That was her very first post. 89 people asking for more information. So
and you're not offering a free sample in that post. You're just saying DM me for information, right? Or what's your
here? This is her post. So this is a perfect example. I'm going to tell you exactly what she said. She said, some of you may not know, but I've had chronic back pain for years. The other day, my back was hurting a ton. I'm talking a 9 on a 10 scale. I could hardly walk, couldn't bend. Every step took my legs were giving out. A friend of mine told me about this patch. After wearing it for 2 minutes, my pain literally went from a 9 to a 1. I started crying. My boyfriend was worried I was hurting. They were actually tears of joy. I am amazed. And 2 weeks later, no pain. That was her post. She said nothing. That's where people go, oh, this is just a person making a post. I don't feel like I'm being sold. That's exactly what she said. And every question was, how do I get it? What is it? Where is it? How much is it? What's in it? Blah, blah, blah. They're all asking for information. And so she was able to send out a ton of experiences that people were currently on. This literally just happened a couple of days ago for her. And she sent out a ton of experiences for these people. So that post works. It gets results.
All right.
So, hey, Jason.
Yeah, Michael.
I was able to spend a lot of time with Bill and his lovely wife, and I've got to thank Bill Fox, who brought in Sam Laffey, who was the architect also with this team. So congratulations, Sam. Thank you for bringing in this. And Bill, thank you for all of you, Bill, Sam, and Annette, for being Sam Laffey, for being unselfish and sharing this.
Yeah. So this, this isn't just a Bill James thing. This is definitely a team thing. Like he said, me, Sam, Bill, we've worked together. We've talked a lot. We've hashed things out to figure out what was the best way to do things to get results. It's definitely been a team effort. I just happen to be the guy talking today.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Also, and here's kind of a rule of thumb. I got just a couple. We've only got a few more minutes. Bill, thank you again. And to everybody on the team. We are all working together to, create this massive, to get, like they say, building to $1 billion together. So this is a team effort. Here's a couple other suggestions. Posting. Okay, here's kind of a rule of thumb. Bill said once you post, don't post within 24 hours. Let that post do its work. But then don't always post Lifewave stuff. Don't become that, because then if you become that type of person, people unfollow you. And so it's kind of the rule of thumb is 5 personal posts. Now that could be, whatever that is, your story, just something personal that's going on in your family, a photo, motivational quote. I do a lot of motivational quotes and I post them on there. And then 1 business quote. Okay. Now it could be your post, or it could be another testimony. It could be, I sometimes post, international expansion seeking contacts in Malaysia, I grab a picture of that. So I'm always trying to come up with something that's moving, or it's a testimony that I find that's a great before and after. Those always get attention. And again, remember, don't use the name X39 or Lifewave or any company name. Just stem cell activation, stem cell. That's the key word that makes that work. Okay, so 5 personals, 1 business. The ATM system team, you see with our team, you see that a lot of growth coming out of the Philippines. They have shifted their culture from not doing, because of the COVID-19, not being able to do meetings. That was their culture. That's all they knew how to do, and has really embraced the ratmsystem.com. Go to that, ratmsystem.com. That's using Facebook tagging. It's tag, add, tag, and message. It's very, very effective. Please be using that, and please be adding new people every day to your Facebook. And I was just talking to Chris via text, and he's like, listen, I'm going after, these different Christian groups that are in Malaysia, that are in Singapore, that are here in the United States, that he can relate to. So you're always adding new friends. So you're bringing people on, friends, their contacts, their prospects. Remember, you want to keep adding people onto your feed. So when you do post, people see it, and make sure that you're interactive and you're always commenting. And, and I see comment, I take that time. And if I see somebody, I'm not just scrolling, I'm reacting, I'm commenting back. I'm reaching out, I'm touching people, so they know that, hey, I'm interested. Listen, I did, what post did I do? I did the hair post. I think it was Leslie that did the post with her hair. And I did that, and I had a friend of mine who I haven't talked to for 10 years. This was the third time she reached out, but she finally goes, I want to really try the product. And we had a chance to talk and reconnect, and she got it for her. She bought a silver pack, and she got it for her husband. And but it's the consistency is the word I was looking for. The consistency of being active on Facebook and having that mindset. Okay, so those are the tips of the day. So adding new people, finding them, text messages, and if you're like, I don't know what to say, listen, go on to Stem Cells for Life and go under files, and you'll see some links. It'll say, text messages. There's some suggestions in there. Matter of fact, I'm going to take what Bill James is, what he's using and for his messaging. I'm going to put it up there also so you guys can have access to that. And it's the bottom line is do something every day. It's you're reaching out, and like my friend who called me from Europe, he reached out to me because he's like, listen, I'm very interested in the stem cell. The business that I was in has completely changed because COVID-19, because it was all on presentations. It was all presentation based. Now they can't do that. Now they have to shift online, and the culture was not geared for that. So that created the opening, but he knew that I was involved. He knew what I was doing, and I had reached out to him many times, and I had tagged him on a few things. All right, so very good. Team, that's what I wanted to cover today. And Malaysia, just a quick update for Africa. I know that a lot of people on this team is interested in Africa. We've had 2 great calls for Nigeria and product approvals with Jules and Pullman. He's the chief operating officer of the company. Our product consultants that are working with us to make those get those approvals done. The government of both those countries has everything they need to get product approvals, because we started, they went through, they came back, they asked for more information. We have now given them all that information, and it got pretty extensive from what they needed, but they have everything. So the clock is back ticking, and we should have good news very soon. So please be patient with us. We're doing everything we can, but continue to recruit, continue to be the pioneers of those markets. And I know a lot of my team, our team has contacts in Malaysia. That's going to be the next hot market. We do have the MLM license for Malaysia, and also the products have been picked up from Singapore and are being delivered in Malaysia now. So the shipping issues seem to be resolved over there. All right, great. Team, thank you very much. We're 11:35 on my side of the world. Does anybody have a testimony they'd like to share? Any other comments, questions that we have before we wrap up this great call on Facebook training? And Bill, thank you very much for your help on this. Okay. If you do, just unmute yourself. I guess that's the secret. Unmute yourself. If not, I'm going to open up the lines and we can all say goodbye. All right.
Jason, Lavelle, and Jay. Hey guys, we will be doing a back office training on Strive with 5 right at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. If anybody likes to join that, back office and compensation.
Lavelle, would you mind putting that link in the chat, just so everyone can see that? Team, if there is some back office training, if you want to do that, that would be good. And that would be great. All right.
Strive.com.
I appreciate it very much. All right. Well,
Jason, this is Jay. How are you, sweetie?
Jay, the senior director or executive director. What rank are you at? Because you're climbing so fast, it's hard for me to keep track of you.
I'm I changed the title. I'm a global senior diamond director executive.
Mine, I'm just changing mine to I'm a money-making machine. Okay, I'm keeping it simple, all right?
I love it. So listen, in my incredible quest in Namibia, Africa, in customs, so we've had some issues trying to get our products crossed and everything. We've been blessed. God has given us some favor of passing some of our product through without any problem, but we did come across one, and so now I brought it to the corporate providing, a standard letter. I've put together a standard letter to have any customs that questioning our product when they open it, why the invoice has zeros on it. They don't understand that there's a price of, in the enrollment includes every item, and that's itemized out. So I have basically put a letter together for all customs to explain our invoice so that the people don't get charged again. So